Good evening. The news summary for this Tuesday, 15th December. The Ministry of Health has detected 15 new cases of COVID-19 since Friday. It has issued warning of an imminent threat of community transmission. Amongst the cases are two Seychellois and the others are foreigners. One Seychellois is a health worker who had already been placed in isolation. The other is an Air Seychelles crew member who has been out of in the community. 7 out of 25 foreign crew members on a yacht which arrived on the 13th December have tested positive. The vessel has been placed under quarantine at sea. None of its members had disembarked. The other cases are in isolation in their respective tourism establishments, including 3 at La Brise Silhouette. Dr. Gédéon says that there are over 100 contacts identified in relation to the 3 Silhouette cases.
We're having difficulties with the contact tracing for the Silhouette group because they moved quite a lot during the time and the record were not properly kept. We're having difficulties contacting people who could have been in contact with the cases on Silhouette. We are appealing for anybody who's been to Silhouette between the 9th and the 13th of December to contact the surveillance team. The number will be published on our website and also on our Facebook page. In view of the various clusters happening at the same time, firstly. Secondly, one of them is a local transmission, but it looks like the second one, the airline crew could have been a local transmission as well. And contacts around them are being compiled. So far we have about 20 around the crew. And for the other healthcare worker, we have so far around 10 contacts that are being followed up. And it is very possible that other people could have been infected in the community. So at this stage, we feel that community transmission is quite imminent.
Following today's announcement of new cases, the head of the tourism board called on travel trade to ensure that protective health measures are followed carefully. Sharon Francis told SBC News it was bound to have an impact on tourism, and it was vital that hospitality staff redoubled their efforts to keep themselves and their guests safe.
It's important more than ever, especially now for our tourism partners, especially the ones on the front lines. They have undergo training, the staff before being certified, and that they do follow the protocols in place. I think what happened today probably should be a time for us to reflect on. We have the protocols and measures in place, and we should all take our personal responsibility to follow it as much as possible.
The government is implementing a decision to stop the sale of SIM cards through general retailers across the country. From now on, SIM cards are to be sold only in outlets that telecommunication companies control. The government says it will ensure SIM cards are properly registered and verified. Operators are given until last Friday to implement the decision. People should not be able to purchase SIM cards in shops. The government has given the telecommunication operators until 27th of January to ensure that all active SIM they have on their networks are properly registered. The Minister of Education, Justin Valentin, is encouraging professionals The Minister of Education, Justin Valentin, is encouraging professional centers or post-secondary institutions to adopt a business concept in order to generate revenue for their respective institutions. Mr. Valentin was speaking after a visit to the Seychelles Institute of Agriculture and Horticulture at Anse-la-Mouche in Grand Anse this morning. SIA is the first professional center that the minister has visited since taking education portfolio. Such visits will resume in January.
And I've chosen SIA purposefully because I believe there is a message to tell at least the instructors and the leaders, the directors of the various centers. We need to start conceptualizing the centers on a business model so that at the same time, while we train students, we also, get some form of revenue to support the capacity of the school. SIA has great potential in terms of, one, short courses, and also in terms of the various crops, that they grow, they rear animals. All these are potential avenues for them to conceptualize and develop business model as they also train students. So at the same time, the student will be doing the practical activities on the field while they do the theory part.
President Weber Ronkalawon has announced that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Tourism will soon conduct a census of all Seychelles while living abroad. Comprehensive data will be collected on qualifications, abilities, and their interest to invest in the country. He made the announcement during a meeting with Seychelles professionals currently working in the UAE, as well as other members of the Seychelles community established there. He also said that there are no plans to close the embassy in the UAE, given its strategic role in the relationship between Seychelles and the UAE and the wider region. He was speaking during a visit to the Seychelles embassy, and during discussions with the president of AMSA Renal Care, he negotiated a reduction in the cost of treatment from $250 to $175 per session per patient. This will result in a savings of around 46 million rupees for the year 2021 for the country. President Ronkalawon is currently on a 5-day working visit to the United Arab Emirates. That's the end of this news summary. Have a pleasant evening.